Hey there, Karen here. Welcome. I'm so excited for you. Welcome to the Neuromagnetic Messaging mini course where I'm going to go through these 3 videos with you so that you can go from unseen to standing out to your perfect premium clients every single day. Not just that though, you're going to learn how to use every piece of content towards a micro-resonant journey so that every piece of content has a purpose that makes an impact, that drives change, and moves them towards you, your offer, your transformation. Wouldn't you love that? So I'm so excited you're here. These 3 videos are just the pre-work for our upcoming virtual intensive. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting on? Click the button above or below, depending on where you're watching this video, or go to neuromagnetic.com and apply for your seat, because we massively protect the IP that my husband and I are pouring in our hearts and soul to driving change. Why? Too many people are coaches, heart-centered, impactful, like people who are world changers. We need you now more than ever. And I'm seeing so many clients coming into our programs after spending sometimes tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars on programs that aren't giving them the results that I want you to have the outcome in this intensive that's coming up. But in these 3 videos, we are going to move you, like I said, from going from unseen to getting so fully engaged by your perfect people that they can't help but want to work with you. We're going to go deeper into a lot of these trainings in the half-day intensive. But today, I want you to come in prepared and ready to go and on fire. I'm Aries. I love my fire people, all the Aries people in the house. Hit me up when you get into the virtual intensive. I want to know who you are. All right, so let's get going. I'm going to move fast. You're going to know that I move super fast. So what's going on in the world today is that we need more than ever to build connection, transformation, and ascension. Right? And we need to do that with a specific order. Our content is getting posted with all the tactics. That's employee thinking. Employees want to know all the to-do lists and all the tactics. Entrepreneurs, CEOs, the 1% coaches, they look at systems. They look at journeys. They think differently. We're going to go into that in this video. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get that offer created so that you can get so specific that when you post, we are going to light up the 3 parts of the person's brain that I'm going to show you a little bit about right now. That's how we fully build connection. Before we even get to connection, I'm going to spend some time grabbing attention. Right? Attention, connection kind of work interchangeably. That's why we have this 2 on the A here, right? It's my little cheat. It's CTA squared, because we do have attention. First, for those of you who are just starting out, we're going to talk about that in this video. Then we need to do transformation. Why transformation here? Because in today's world, you need to have your people believe in themselves. I'm going to repeat this on and on throughout this video because I really want that to stick. What the old gurus won't teach you is this. They're teaching you how to push sell and how to push your content out there, and that is turning your people away. I want you to pull them into you because I know that if you're here watching this video, your message is so vital right now, okay? Let's get that out. Let's clarify it. Let's expand it. Next thing we want to do, speaking of expansion, is ascension. Everything, like I said, like our CEOs, a business owner, I've been a business owner for 32 years now, right? I honestly started really young. And so our thinking is different. We think in systems, we think in strategy, we think with purpose. Everything that we do affects something else and builds, each step builds on the last step. So I'm going to be training you in these videos, and we're going to dive deep into getting you not just to learn how to think like that, but how to implement micro journeys, because we are now in the new world of micro ascensions. Micro ascensions, write that down. The micro resonant journey, which you're going to be learning about, a little bit about in video 3, and we're going to dive into all of the framework in the intensive, is going to blow your mind. And we've been testing this out now, honestly, for the last 4 or 5 years in our business and marketing. We happen to do the marketing for major brands. Conrad has contracts with very large brands just to do their email marketing and messaging, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year each. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying that messaging now is so important that brands spend this kind of money on one person getting that email messaging right. You should be doing that too. If they're doing that, you should be doing that, okay? Why aren't we teaching, instead of following all the gurus and their tactics, we need to start thinking and streamlining and creating our journeys towards our offers. So we are going to learn all these points, and that is something you're going to learn about later on, our proprietary methodology, the CTA method. So here's what's going on with most of the people I see coming into our programs, okay? You want to grow your impact, obviously. Most people that I work with, almost everybody, I think, including myself, you want to make an impact. This is about legacy. This is about leaving your mark in the world, which is why we start everybody off, and you're going to do a bit of this in the intensive, doing fingerprint foundations, because you are literally leaving a mark in the world, a change, a legacy. You're building that through also creating impact and driving up your sales, because that gives you more purposeful freedom and money to do more with, okay? That's why we go to work. That's why we're doing all these things. So you're going to be either on the low or the high side of this, or the low or the high side of this, and we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so what you're going to do is just get your notebook out and just write these down. So most people might come in if you're just starting out, or you are just trying to go from tactic to tactic to tactic. Don't blame you. Been there myself when you're learning something new. This is what's going on with these people. These are what I call my scattered folk. Your focus is off. You're looking here, there's a shiny object here, squirrel. And your days are going because you're learning and implementing all these tactics and things. And so where you wind up is a little bit lost. Love you, but you're probably feeling a little bit lost. I don't know where to start. I don't have a roadmap. I don't know what to say today. Oh my God, it's Monday. I have no idea what I'm posting this week. I don't even know if I'm selling this or that or what to do. Is it an ad? Is it a webinar? Is it the Reels? Is it TikTok? Should I dance? Should I do all the little things or whatever? So you're probably feeling a little bit lost. And guess what? The people who you need to buy from you are feeling that too. They're feeling a little bit scattered and lost. So what you are gonna need is clarity. When you need clarity, we need to start working on that step by step, but we need to get you clear on the things I'm gonna talk to you about today, and especially in that next video. We're gonna get you clear before you even come to the intensive, where you are going to refine that clarity, all right? Now, some of my people are having low messaging. Sometimes I'll say messaging instead of marketing. You're into change, and you're going to see why. You're having low impact in marketing, meaning maybe your audience isn't engaging. You're posting a lot. You're putting it out there. You're DMing people. You're in groups. You're doing all the things they're telling you to post in groups and do this and engage. But so your marketing isn't getting much, but you're on it, right? You're on it. And so your sales are high, right? But what that ends up happening is that you become the chaser. And if you're constantly chasing, you're getting tired. I mean, I admire your grit, but that's gonna burn you out. So how my people here wind up feeling, and where most clients come to us in Signature Impact, is overwhelmed. People like my offer enough to buy it, but I may not be signing up the right clients. They might be asking for refunds. They're not bringing me referrals. They are giving me a hard time. I have to spend so much time DMing, messaging, getting on those sales calls, getting back on those sales calls, doing follow-up, managing my inbox, managing my spreadsheet, and all of this stuff. And I'm losing now time to actually deliver. So my quality is also dropping on my delivery. But the problem is you're bringing in the wrong clients anyway, and they're not coming in even ready to get results. So you're getting high refund rates. You're getting pain in the ass clients, pardon my French. And that drains you. It drains your impact. It drains your purpose. You don't want to wind up here, even though the bank account might be showing stuff. It doesn't sustain. It's not sustainable. And you're here because you're sensing that. So what you really want is more meaning in your messaging. You want more mission, vision, purpose. You need to become that person that stands out to them more, with more passion, more purpose, more meaning. And we need to start, as we'll see in video 3, how to make that resonance, how to build resonance. The resonance isn't happening. They're not getting pre-transformed before they come to you. So that's why we end up chasing. And you really don't want to be chasing. What do you want to be? You want to be the prize. Your program is the prize, right? So you want to be the one chased, all right? So are you with me so far? Are you liking this so far? Okay, cool. I have my little director in the camera here, so if I ever look that way. All right, so here's the other quadrant. If your marketing and your messaging and impact might be high and you're getting lots of engagement, but down here, the bank account ain't feeling so happy. This is what my people are. You're a captivator. People like your posts. They might even comment. May not be the same people tomorrow though. You're good at what you do. You know how to captivate. You're probably doing all the right things, right? However, you just feel liked. But the bank account ain't getting no love, all right? The bank account ain't getting no love. You might even topple back into here like, what am I doing wrong, right? People like my posts, but I'm not getting people to buy. How do I convert? This is some of my other clients. How on earth do I convert my followers into buyers? And by followers, you don't need 10,000 followers, right? My first program I ever sold back in 2013, right? Same year I met my hunky hubby, right? Was just a simple post on Facebook with one little video that I sent out to the people that responded, okay? $20,000 sold because I only had room for 10 people at 2K. Never sold the program before. That was a beta launch. Okay? You don't need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of people. 12 people asked for the video, 10 people bought. Okay? Because they knew, liked, and trusted me because they happened to be on my Facebook profile at the time. All right? So you don't need a lot, but you're feeling really liked. However, what you really need is strategy. You're posting without a purpose. There's not that micro resonance journey. We need to get more people wanting to stay connected. There's one thing to get attention. Congratulations. But what matters right now, more than anything right now, is this. It used to be that attention was the greatest currency. It's not. It's how well you can move that captivation and attention into connection, all right? So this is where we want to get to. We want to move from scattered to this guy, okay? This guy. So some people might be here, or you guys want to get here. These people are who stand out as the memorable expert. All right, so back to the brain. We have this methodology, some of you may know it already, called H3O, which is the head, heart, hero. Give you a little bit of a peek right here, okay? Head is where we get the attention, which we were talking about earlier. We get my little marker here, right? Where we get the attention. Heart is where we get the connection. And then the hero is where we actually move people through the transformation, all right? So let's talk about that and how it applies to the brain. You don't need to get, I'm not going to go all sciencey on you, I promise. I love being a nerd, but I'm not going to get all sciencey on you. So here's the thing with the brain. The brain has 3 parts. Some of you may know this already, okay? There's this prefrontal cortex, there's the limbic system, and then there's this basal ganglia, which is a little bit more sciencey than you will ever need, I promise, okay? But this is where we make decisions. And this is what is doing the deciding when we think we're making decisions, right? And this is how we move into action. In other words, if there is a saber-toothed tiger in the bushes, this guy is going to trigger, I'm going to get scared, it's going to trigger this guy to make a decision, and this guy moves into action. Or actually, sometimes it'll just get here, okay? Because you're here, this part of the brain is working really well. Your forefathers got away from the tigers and you're alive today, okay? So here's the thing. If we are not activating those three parts of the brain in a specific sequence in today's online world, you're going to just blend in. Because guess how many of your competitors are doing this? Almost none. Almost none, right? Aren't you glad you're here? You're welcome. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit in the next 3 videos, and we're going to deep dive in the intensive into how to activate these parts of the brain, because we want them making what kind of decision? We want them to decide to stop the damn scroll and read your post. But why is this called the CTA method up here? There's a reason for that. Most people are posting without a purpose, and you're not making a call to action. Or as we say in our world, a call to adventure. You've got to invite your hero on that adventure. So I'm not going to go into that. So here's the thing about this brain, and we call the survival start of the brain lovingly Lizzie. Sometimes you could say Larry, it could be Lizzie, doesn't matter. Let's say Lizzie is gender neutral, okay? So here's the thing, that is our oldest part of the brain, and it runs about 1,000 times faster than the smarter part of your brain. Okay? Which one's smarter? We don't know. This guy or gal, Lizzie, is running the show. Lizzie's job is to keep you safe. Lizzie's job is also to conserve the brain's energy. That's right. Your brain uses about 25% of its energy, of your whole body's energy, right? So it is programmed to not read your content. Or if it reads your content, it is not going to retain anything in there. It gets filtered out very quickly. So what we need to do is engage these other two. If you don't get your person to connect and take a quick action on your content right away, you may have lost your perfect person. If that angle, the messaging, the words don't get through that repellent part of the brain that's trying to conserve energy and keep the person safe as well as not spend energy, you'll never get it to this other part of the brain where it actually is going to make a movement, right? Your brain is in survival state. So if you're messaging, we're going to get into words in video 2, right? If your messaging isn't going straight to this part of the brain, it never ever comes here never gets to here to make a decision to read more so that it can connect with you. And if there's no connection, there's no transformation. No transformation, no sale. Income ain't getting any love. All right? Okay. So we're going to move through there. We will dive deep. You're going to have a massive worksheet. If you haven't gotten the acceptance letter yet for the workshop, massive worksheet. We're going to go through that in a lot of slow motion. So here's the problem with most of the messaging, and this is what we call fingerprint foundations. I'm not going to go through this right now, but you get a little bit of a perception is that we need to really know what we're selling. Remember that first box, needing clarity? You got to know exactly what you're selling. Then people need to know your why, and then we can tell them how. Most people, as we're going to talk about in video 2, are asking for the wrong thing at the wrong time. Okay? Asking for the wrong thing at the wrong time, and we are not clear on what the transformation is. They can't get to here if they don't have clarity. If you're not speaking to the survival brain right now, which is about pain and problems, we're going to talk about that more in a bit, you're not going to get the attention to get them into the connection that you need. Okay? All right. And we will fill this in on the upcoming intensive. The head heart hero actually fits into a bigger place. And so for those of you who already have that worksheet for the virtual intensive, I know it's a big one. We will be filling this in. I wanted to pop this up for you to know that we will be filling it in. So let's get into the offer. And today is the longest video, I promise you. Okay? Here's the thing about offers. You got to get this right. This is why we're going to be working for it. We're going to spend a good 40 minutes of this on the half-day intensive, right? You are going to get clearer than ever before about your offer. If you already have an offer that's converting, we can refine that. You're going to learn things about your offer that you can make it so much better, more premium, that sinks into the 3 parts of the brain so they have to buy it. They can't stop thinking about it, okay? The best messaging in the world isn't going to fix a bad offer. So you've got to get this right. It is the core of your business, okay? When I sold fairy wings on Amazon, right? The fairy wings was the core of my business. I had to write really great words to sell those wings, right? What was the core? Fairy wings. It was the thing that I sold. It was how many of these things can I ship a day, okay? How did I get that shipped? Through my messaging. That's different, okay? So make sure that you get that offer. Now, if I sold really bad fairy wings, they'd all come back. I would have no business. I'd just be doing refunds, okay? How you present, your offer is how you present your solutions to problems. Write that down. Your offer is how you present your solutions to problems. Too many people come to us and they don't even know what the offer is. They don't know how to articulate it because it is not a clear solution to a problem. Those 3 parts of the brain need clear. If my brain is seeing 10,000 ads and 10,000 posts a day, yours needs to speak to my brain clear and distinctively. We're going to cover some more of that, okay? The performance of your offer is critical to how well you're going to know your perfect person. Get that again, right? You really need to get this dialed in. I know some of you have done other programs where you might have covered the avatar, not in the way I'm going to teach you. I am going to teach you avatarship in a way we call it MAX, your most amazing clients. Sometimes we'll call it PPCs for your premium prospective clients. Okay, so we interchange that depending on which program we're doing. However, you have to know this person better than they know themselves. Okay. And then we need to also, in our messaging positions the offer, okay? ROI versus the cost of no. In your messaging, before they see your offer and the way you script your offer, those two have to meet in that person's brain. So that brain signals to them very clearly that it's more costly for your perfect prospective client not to do your program. That's the magic of having the micro-resonant journey set up right. They are so aware that it's more of a loss than anything, the money, than whatever the cost is of your premium program, it is going to cost them more long-term. It could be a divorce, right? Messing up their child because they're reactive too much, or all these other things, right? That you may solve, okay? Not having their purpose, not being able to feel productive, getting out of trauma, getting out of feeling depressed, getting out of the wrong relationship, okay? So they have to understand through your journey before that and the way your offer is crafted that it is more costly to them not to buy it, okay? You make that clear, you are a winner. So 3 mindset shifts I want you guys and gals to have today is you need to deeply understand the audience and communicate in a way that meets them in their narrative. Okay. How are we meeting them in their narrative? Narrative is a big word. It just means the story that's already playing here. Imagine you're at a cocktail party or a dinner party and people are talking about football, okay? Football or the outfits at the Met Gala last night. And you walk up and you're like, damn, I just saw they opened a new ice cream sundae place around the corner. Did you guys go there yet? You'll sound like a crazy person. Okay? So in our messaging, you'll learn a little bit more of this in video 2, is that we are going to already join the conversation that's already taking place in your person's head. So that way the brain doesn't block your message out. It may block the other people's messaging out, but it's not going to block yours. And when I teach my students this and how to go about diving deep into this, they light up. They literally light up on hot seats because you feel so purposeful now. And your signature idea actually starts becoming irresistible to the people that really need you most, but because we haven't learned yet how to speak to them and move them towards that journey so that they realize how much they need this transformation and how much it's worth it. So those limiting beliefs, Lizzie has a lot of doubt, has a lot of fear. That's what's coming in between them and your transformation. So you want to be able to communicate already in the language, or Lizzie ain't gonna listen to you. She will block you out, gonna take too much energy to read that post. I don't understand what you're talking about. And they will move on to the next piece of gossip and back to their miserable lives without getting the problem fixed that you can fix, okay? So clear on the solution and clear, enjoying the narrative, okay? You've got to get used to knowing that conversions equal changing lives. Some people are, because I attract such heart-centered, amazing human beings. They're like, well, if this person is in that much pain, how do I go talk to them about a sale? You have to, because if they don't change, they stay in that pain. And because you have that thought, it is holding you back. It's not getting into your decision-making mind to move forward because you're putting fear and blowing Lizzie up. And now she's holding you back. And now there's this barrier between you and the people that need you. So selling is serving. It is serving at your highest level. Every email I get from a student lights me up. They do not regret a single penny. They refer people to us consistently because they want that ripple effect that we created for them in the world. Okay? So stop holding yourself back about that, because you're changing lives. Everybody that says yes to your offer you're changing their life. Okay. I need to start getting on you from this video right onwards about being specific. Specific is speed to the sale. The more specific you can get to the problem you solve, and we're going to dive deeper into this in the intensive, the more specific you get, you will make more money. The riches are in the niches. Before, I could just say, I'm going to teach you how to sell on Amazon. Boom, 20 grand, one post. Okay, all I could take is 10 at a wait list. Okay? Now there's this type of selling and drop shipping and how to use this software and that. So the market evolves. The market evolves. So you have to get very specific. We'll talk a little bit about differentiation in a bit. And people come in and they're afraid to get specific. You might have some of this coming up for you already. I'll shrink my sales pool. If I narrow down my niche, my stuff, everybody needs to overcome trauma. Everybody needs happy relationships. Yes, we do, but not specifically to how you teach it. And I may not be wanting that product right now. What is it unique about that person needing it? You need to dial that in, okay? Comparitis. I see all these things out there. I need to put all of these things into my offer because I want to look as cool as them. Oh, I'm not as good as that guru, or if you think they are, they actually probably make a lot less money than you. I'll talk about that one day, right? You're comparing yourself to people that you should not be comparing yourself to. Compare your message as it evolves next month, as of where you're messaging and connecting to people and impacting them with your message today. That's it. The only person you have to compare to is yourself. You're trying to solve too many problems with your offer. I see this all the time. My students like to make fun with me. They say, Karen's going to trim the fat on this. And they do. And what does that do? It sells more. So I want you, when you're coming into the virtual intensive, you're going to start thinking about what is the one main problem that I want to solve. That's it. We're going to go dive deeper into that and getting that more differentiated and specified in the next video. So for homework, I want you to brainstorm 3 main problems. If you don't have an offer yet, or you're still clarifying your offer, this is not cast in stone. We haven't even started the intensive yet. You still have 2 more videos where this is going to get clearer. But I want you to get your brain, start wiring to land the plane. I want you to come up with 3 main problems you're going to solve. That's it. That's it. Right? And if you can come down to dialing it into just picking one of them that lights you up, we're going to work on that for the workshop, okay? Doesn't matter if you want to change that afterwards. You're going to learn the mechanics of the messaging behind it. That's all, okay? That is my goal for you. Okay. All right. And this is not the only offer you will ever sell. It will be your signature offer, but it will mold and grow over time. We've had signature offers in different spaces. Your best love yet, how to sell on Amazon, etc. Signature impact, signature method. A little bit meta, but okay. I want you to post your biggest takeaway from today in the Facebook group, Pretty Pleased with Sugar. There is a post there for video 1 that you can post your biggest takeaway. And if you haven't signed up for the event yet, go to neuromagnetic.com and sign up there, put in your application. You should get back to you within 24 to 48 hours with an answer that you're accepted. We do verify that you are a real human. And I'm sure that all of you really, truly appreciate that. There's no bots or spammers or scammers coming onto the virtual intensive. I do pour a lot of my personal energy into you. This is gonna be really, really valuable. So I'm excited to see you there. Now to recap today, we talked about a lot today. The next 2 videos are gonna be much shorter. But we talked about the brain states, why the brain is actually programmed to repel your content, and why it's imperative that you learn how to cut through to get the brain on board so that it gets to this decision part of the brain, so that you can get to the connection part of the brain and get them into decisive action. So it should be a trigger when they see your content to actually stop and click after a while. You're building that habit, okay? Practice makes permanent, and we're gonna get you practicing how to do that in the intensive, okay? All right, so I'll see you in the next video.